What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Fourth and Forever. This is your Friday edition. Make sure you hit that like button on your way in the building. Let your friends and family members know about the channel as well. And do me a favor, chime in the chat. Where are you from? I want to hear from as many people as possible. Just want to know where everybody's from, where you're viewing from, and everything. All right. Well, we got a good episode today. We're going to break down that game last night, get my thoughts on it, but then we got to continue with the series that we started about a month ago on the QB tiers. We're going to continue to tier the quarterbacks to see where we have them placed within the hierarchy of the NFL. All right. So again, make sure you punch the like button. And let's go ahead and get to it. All right. So last night we had a really good game that took place with the Seattle Seahawks and the Rams. Man, oh man, what a divisional battle that was. That was an excellent game to watch. I'm going to be quite honest with you all. That was two big time football teams going head to head. Two big time football teams going head to head in that one. I want to start out with the Seattle Seahawks. This is very interesting because obviously they can compete with anyone. That defense is amazing, even though the Rams were carving them up, but when it mattered most, they buckled down. And when you really look at it, they can go toe to toe with anybody. But you know, the Seattle Seahawks remind me of the Colts. No, not the Colts, but the Lions of last year. That's who they remind me of, the Lions of last year. They just got to hope that they don't have a first-round exit like that. But they get the W, and they go for two at the end of the game. They decided, you know, we're in overtime. We're not just trying to play. They knew that if Matthew Stafford got that ball back, they would have lost the game. You got to go for two. And sure enough, they showed up, showed out, and got the job done. But mentioning that, we have to talk about Sam Darnold, okay? I got to be quite honest with y'all. At the beginning of that game with Sam Darnold, I said to myself, there he is. There go that guy that's seeing ghosts. And he was, and there was him. He was seeing ghosts. He was blowing it for his team. He was the main reason why they dug that hole. And I was like, yeah, here we go. There you have it. Exactly what I've been telling people he is. Now, special teams gave him a spark on a kick return, and he was lights out after that. He was absolutely lights out after that. He was amazing, absolutely balled out after that, did what he needed to do to help his team get the victory. Now, I'm not the type of person that says, oh, you got to give him credit on the comeback. Not at all. Why? Because the defense played excellent. And on top of playing excellent, the special teams, put him back in reach. But Sam, I will say he became clutch at the end of the game. Now, from Sam, that doesn't make me feel like, okay, he's finally got over the hump. No, what it did to me is just said, no, it was a null game for him. Why? Because the behaviors of what you showed in those first three quarters cannot happen, period, if you want to be in that upper echelon of quarterbacks. And that's what kind of happened. So he did ball out at the end. Good for him. But you need to see a full game of excellent play from Sam Darnold for him to get to people believing he can be in that upper echelon of quarterbacks. He has talent, obviously. He can make the throws, obviously. But can you be consistent when it matters most in the big games? And last night he wasn't, but he was when it mattered most. And that's all that really matters. But to know that you have a guy for the future, you want to see great games all the way through from a guy like that consistently. And it was almost kind of like Stafford last night. Stafford had a little lull in the fourth quarter where they had some 3 and outs, but you never felt like Stafford couldn't win that game. Stafford was absolutely amazing. Puka Nacua, oh my gosh, man, that combination is just so deadly. And Stafford just, man, it's kind of weird to me. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a conference thing or if it's just the quarterback, but I remember watching the Netflix series Quarterback, watching Kirk Cousins. And if you all watch that series, can you believe how many hits he was taking and how brutal the hits were and how hard they were? Like, it's like you get hit so much, like Kirk Cousins. And then you notice that about Stafford, too. He's getting whacked all over the field, but these guys find a way to still stand in there and make the throws, regardless. Oh, I'm about to get destroyed, but here we go. And rip the throw for 30 yards for the first down on second or on third and 22 or something. It never fails. Like, but then when you look at the AFC and you look at guys like Tua and other guys, they're so fragile and they don't get hit nearly as much as those other guys. Not even close. See, you would think the injury-prone quarterbacks get hit all the time, but the truth is they actually are some of the quarterbacks that get hit the least because they get rid of the ball fast, first of all. But they get hit the least and still have injuries galore. Guys like Stafford, they literally have 3-4 seconds to throw the football. But what people don't realize is not just because of the O-line. It's because they're okay absorbing the contact to make sure that they can make the play. A coach doesn't have to go into a quick, get the ball out quick offense with guys like that. They're okay with getting hit as they throw because they're more durable and can take more. I don't know what it is, toughness or just fragility. I don't know. But they can take more, so they get that extra second because it's okay if they get hit. It's never okay, but they're okay with it. They don't like it, but they're okay with it. That's a different kind of quarterback. It puts you in a different realm because now you can make plays that the quarterback, they got to get rid of it fast so they don't get hurt. They can't make. You know how people say, oh, well, no one was open. Well, for Matthew Stafford, no one's open often, but then that extra second, somebody's open. And that's what it comes down to. And people underestimate that piece of it, especially with the quarterback play. You have to, man, what a quarterback needs, all the tools and weapons, it's crazy to me. And no one has all of them, but you have to meet a certain threshold and have enough. You have to have enough. And that's what I'm learning in this league now, man. And I'm working on a project with quarterbacks. I can't wait to show you all in the summer. It's going to be a big deal, something that we'll be able to use as a template moving forward. All right. But that's my thoughts on the game. Two big-time teams. The Rams shouldn't be down about the loss, and Seattle shouldn't be too high about the win. What it really does is show you, man, it's anybody's game in the playoffs. It's anybody's game in the playoffs. But great game for the fans. And then it going into overtime, man, great game for the fans. That's the type of football you want to see. Like, you can't tell me you haven't seen some of the greatest football in the NFL this year. The matchups, the competitive matchups, all that good stuff. You can't tell me you haven't seen some of the greatest football. Every week you got 2, 3, 4, every week you got 2, 3, 4 games to look forward to, but you can enjoy 8, 9, 10 games. You can really, truly enjoy 8, 9, 10 games a week. The product of the NFL is just amazing right now. I'm loving every bit of it. All right. All right, let's keep it moving. Now we want to get into the quarterback tiers. We've been started this tier. We already did 2 episodes. This is going to be the 3rd episode. Now, unfortunately, it's moving a little slower than I thought because, we've been having a lot to say about these quarterbacks, but we've already gotten through 14 quarterbacks in the NFL that are starters. And for those who don't know, we have our categories. The top cream of the crop is elite. Those that are just under that are great. And then you have the guys who are really good. That's what you need to win a Super Bowl or always feel like you have a chance to win one. You have to be elite, great, or really good. Now, everything under that, you don't have enough at the position, but you can be a competitive team, but not for a Super Bowl, in my opinion. Now, can you win a Super Bowl? Anything's possible. There are anomalies, but it's slim to none. So if you don't have a quarterback that's elite, great, or really good, you might be just wasting your time. Especially if they're in the next category or the next 2 categories, you're really wasting your time. And the sad thing is you won't know it for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. So, recap. Right now in the elite status, we have Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Lamar Jackson. In the great status, right under them, we have Matthew Stafford, and he keeps doing this, wins the Super Bowl. He's going to be right back up there, number 1. Number 3 tier, which is really good, is Jared Goff, Dak Prescott, Baker Mayfield. Then you have the good quarterbacks. CJ Stroud, Trevor Lawrence, Jackson Dart, Mac Jones, Purdy, Flacco. Those are the guys that's good enough not to be good enough. That's that scary tier if you got one of these guys. Now, here's the rule that I have. If your guy is under 5 years in the league, that's not what they are. That's where they are now. They could still get in that upper echelon or they can fall. So if anybody's 5 years or less, there's still an opportunity. No, if anybody's less than 5 years, 5 years is where I start to put you where you are. If you're under 5 years in the league, this is just where you are now. You can still get to another category. Then you have the above average crew. For right now, we got that as Kyler Murray. Then you got the average, which is J.J. McCarthy, just an average quarterback. Now, if your quarterback hasn't been called or you're interested in a quarterback and I didn't name them, it's because we haven't gotten to them yet. So today we're going to try to handle Jalen Hurts, Michael Penix Jr., Drake May, Andy Dalton, Jordan Love, and Marcus Mariota. And if we have time, we'll get to Sam Darnold and Spencer Rattler, which some of these names might be changing now because there's some adjustments. Would have you, okay? So we're going to do this like we do it every week, and I'm going to get your opinion, then I'm going to tell you what I think. So we're going to start out with Jalen Hurts, ladies and gentlemen. You let me know now, where would you place Jalen Hurts in the hierarchy? Do you believe he's an elite quarterback, a great quarterback, a really good quarterback, or good enough, not good, just one of those good guys, or above average? He's not under that. He's not an average quarterback. I wouldn't dare even bring those categories up, okay? So you let me know in the chat. And if you're not in the chat and if you're on X right now, tuning in on X, you can come over to YouTube and engage in the chat where I can get your voting as well, okay? So remember, Roundtable Sports, Fourth and Forever, we're live right now on YouTube and a few of the X accounts as well. So if you're on X and you want to participate, come on over, okay? All right. We already have one that says above average. We also have another platform saying good. Let me go into it. Another person saying very good. Let me go into it, okay? Here's the deal about Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts at this point in his career, for me, he's really good. And that's the third tier. And to be honest with you, there are times I want to put him in the great status, you know. And let me explain why. Because, first of all, Jalen Hurts isn't typically the reason you lose the game. If you like this year, do you know that Jalen Hurts has 6 interceptions this year? But 4 of them are in one game? And it was a terrible game, like Patrick Mahomes had 2 weeks ago, like Josh Allen had 2 of them, one of them early this season. Like, it was a horrible game. But it's interesting how it's isolated to that one game. You know, and there were some other games where he didn't play great. But turning the ball over 4 picks is now hurting your team. It's one thing to miss throws and you're off in that day. It happens. That's not the conclusion of a player. But when you're actually throwing the picks, losing the game, like helping the other team, that's when you're an issue. And to only have one of those this year where you're literally blowing the game, giving the other team the game, and that was versus the Chargers, by the way, who has a great defense, right? He protects the football. When you look at his career, he's been in the league for 6 years now, and there's only been one season he's had more than 10 interceptions. And that was 2003, where he turned it over 15 times, interceptions. But outside of that, he averages about six interceptions to 7 interceptions a season. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Anybody under 10 in a season it's just phenomenal. And that's what he does. Now, I know some people say, well, he doesn't throw the ball as much as other quarterbacks. They run the ball, they deke it down. No. I don't want to hear it. He throws the ball with great efficiency. And the reason why he may not throw it 20% less than those who sling it all around is simply because he sometimes can see that I have an opportunity to run here, where the unathletic quarterback has to try to make an impossible throw. He gets to play odds in his head. I can make that throw, but it's also only like a 30% throw. Do I need to bank on that right now, or could I just go pick up these 7 yards of my leg just right in front of me? It's already built into his mind, and he knows when to go get it. So never forget that element of it as well. Everything doesn't have to show up in the stat sheet as this, oh my gosh, he's ripping it up. Look at the stats. Guys impact the game without stats sometimes. It impacted more importantly than the guy who, look at last night. Like, you'll look at the stats and say, Stafford, man, he was way better than Sam Darnold, and he probably won the game, but he didn't. It's not just all about stats. Stats will lie to you. Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback of my team, he literally had a 113 quarterback rating in the game that caused him to get benched. In 3 quarters, he had 65 yards. And when the game got out of reach in the fourth quarter and Pittsburgh just gave him everything underneath, he literally climbed his yardage by another 190 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks in that quarter, and boosted his rating all the way up. Stats will lie to you. That's why context in a game also matters. The flow of the game, what caused this or what caused that. Those things matter. So everybody always gets on Jalen Hurts because of the stats. And that's just not wise. Like, Jalen Hurts is just fine throwing 175 yards every week with 80% completion, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. That's what he was last week. 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 175 measly yards, and 80% completion. That's perfectly fine as long as you're winning the football and you're making great decisions. And people look at that as an average or above average quarterback. But Jalen Hurts is a great quarterback. And I've had him at really good for quite some time. But do you know when he got into the great category for me? Because I know I started out saying he was really good. That's what he was for me. But Jalen Hurts is now a great quarterback. I still don't have him as elite. And he has those traits. Because elite guys are going to take over more of a game, not just within the system. But Jalen Hurts is right under that great tier. Under that elite tier, he is great because he plays the game smart. He plays it efficiently. And when his team does need him to be the answer, he's proven to do that on the biggest stage in the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl, where the O-line played bad, had him running for his life. The O-line and the running game was terrible, where Saquon couldn't get off. And they said, Jalen Hurts, you got to beat us. And he did. And he did it in a style where you saw he was the catalyst in that game. That's why he was the NFL Super Bowl MVP. That's what great players do. Elite players do it even when you don't need it. Great players, they're in the system. And some people would prefer a great player over an elite player because sometimes you become so dependent on the elite player that you forget that we can go in great mode and be more effective. Because being a great quarterback also, you're so good at getting everybody else involved. Now, this isn't a knock on elite players because they can do it too, but they're just relied on a little more. And when you deliver, then you're just certified as one of those guys. So elite's going to always be better. But great is what you're looking for. Great is what you're looking for. Give me a second. Sorry about that. So Jalen Hurts falls in my great category of quarterbacks. He's not elite. He's not really good. He's great. Okay. He's a quarterback anybody should want on their team unless you already got a great or elite quarterback. All right. Let's move forward to the next quarterback on the list. And we're going to go with Michael Penix Jr. This is going to be brief because he is young, already injuries in his career. On top of that, inconsistent play. There's moments where you see the talent in the arm, then there's moments where it's subpar play. Right now, I'm just going to in the interest of saving time, I'm going to put him right there with JJ McCarthy in average. And y'all let me know what you think in the comment section. Would you agree that he belongs in the average conversation, or do you disagree? Is it below average? Is it above average? Is it good, really good? But what we're not going to get into is great and elite right now, okay, at this stage in his career. So let me know about Michael Penix. Where would you place him? Really good, good, above average, great, or below average? Can't wait to hear you chime in the chat. Real interested to see what you all think about it. All right. And it's going to be interesting to see what Atlanta does this offseason, how they feel about it, you know, how they feel about him. Time will tell. Let's move forward. We're going to go into Drake Drizzy May. Drake May. Now, this one's going to be interesting because I get all kind of mixed emotions on this, especially with other people's opinion. You got to chime in. I need everybody to chime in on the chat. Don't hate on the kid, but let's try to be objective and fair, okay? Drake May. I'm not even going to open up the below average. I'm not even going to open up average. I'm not even going to open up above average. You be disrespecting him and or hating. Now, do you think Drake May is just good? One of those guys that's going to be good enough not to be good enough? Do you think he's really good? He's a franchise quarterback. Or do you think he's great and or elite? Y'all got to let me know in the chat. I'm about to break into what I think Drake May is, but this is definitely an interesting category. Okay, this is an interesting conversation because I know this was going to fluctuate all over the board. Now, he's young and the sample size is not big. So, obviously, whatever we decide today is not who it may be who he is, but he isn't relegated to that. He can be lower or higher in the future because he's only in his second year. Okay. All right. Let's dive in. Drake May, in my opinion, right now, he's a great quarterback. Barely. Now, if you argue really good, I ain't got no problem with that. But he's hanging on to great, where his legs are in really good, and he's doing a pull up in the great right now. That's where I put Drake May, and let me explain why. An easy way to explain why is looking at the quarterbacks that are below him in really good. Jared Goff has proven more, but he's kind of like that kind of player almost. You know, Jared Goff can sling it more, but Patriots offenses are predicated off of that because of the weaponry. You know, you look at Dak Prescott, same thing. He can go along with the team, get the job done, you know, have flash moments, you know, same as Baker Mayfield. That's kind of where I've had him. But let me tell you why I put him in the next category barely with Matthew Stafford and Jalen Hurts is because he's working with less than anybody you want to name. He's working with a weaponry core, probably less than a lot. Like, all you know is a Stephon Diggs. And let's not act like Stephon Diggs is like having an all-pro season or even a Pro Bowl season. Stephon Diggs is just doing his job. Matter of fact, it makes me curious. I haven't really looked at Diggs' stats in a while. So this season, Stephon Diggs, man, come on, man. The man got 731 yards and unplayed every game. You got guys coming up on 1,500, Come on, man. This man ain't got no weapons. Diggs is older, came off of a massive injury. I mean, how old Diggs? 30, 29, 30, 31 or something? Diggs, an older guy. So people will want to use his name, but this is a shell of what Diggs was with Josh Allen. Drake May ain't got no leading guy. He just got some guys. He just got some guys, man. They got Mac Hollins looking like a number 2. Am I lying? Man, 731. I gotta double check, man. Yeah, Hollins got about 500 yards this year as like a number 4. It just makes me say, and let me say this too. Patriots ain't had a good running game all season. Like, they've had some games where they went off in the run game, but they ain't had a great running game. It's been Drake May, man. And here's the thing about Drake May, because a lot of people talk about this, right? They say, well, Drake May, he got no games. He literally has no games over 300 yards. But he also only got one game under 200. This man is consistently giving you that really good quarterback play, but the consistency of it puts him in the next level. That's what I want to explain to y'all. The consistency of it puts him in the next level. If you're always good, you're great. Understand that. There's many ways to get there. 1 and 3 gets you 2. 1 and 1 gets you 2. Like, as many ways to get to the 2. So you got quarterbacks that's out here having a ballerific game for 6 games a year, a trash, terrible game 6 years in a year. 6 times a year, and then another 5 games mid. And we say they're good. Yeah, they are good, but they're just good. But we're talking about the guy who has a really good game almost every game. Like, out of his 15 games so far, or 14 or 15 games so far, he done probably had 11 really good games. He done had like 11 really good games. So the more consistent you are at a level, it puts you in the next level. And that's why I have Drake May there now. He's young. It's 2 years in. Next year, that schedule going to be harder. Can he continue it? Then he cements himself further into it. Does he regress? Then you bring him down to that level with harder competition now. But right now, you can only go off of what you have. So great start for Drake May, getting in a great status. He is a great quarterback right now. The challenges and the tests will come to whether he can stay there or be dropped down. But right now, we're going to be fair to this kid. That's great play with the circumstances around you. Not an excellent running game, no weapons, and you still can produce on a consistent high level. Man, come on. The man that had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 10 games with a passer rating over 100. 10 100 passer rating games. 10. It's highly impressive. Highly impressive, man. And people will want to hate on that, but I'm sorry, I can't. And guys like Josh Allen has 9 games like that. Let's look at my MVP front runner now, Matthew Stafford. See how many he has. consecutively. Not consecutively, but in the season. The only other person that's Stafford, he got 11 of them, but he's already played this week. He's already played this week, so that's why he has 11. Same amount as Drake May. So I got to give it to him, man. Drake May is a great quarterback. All right, let's move right along. Let me see here. I might have to adjust this because I'm trying to figure out why I even had Andy Dalton on here. It must be because I should have had Bryce Young. That means Andy Dalton was playing early this year. Yeah, he was. I think I remember. That's why I had it on here. But let's go to Bryce Young. Yeah, y'all gonna have to help me with this because I don't want to come off as a hater. First of all, Bryce Young isn't elite. Bryce Young isn't great. Bryce Young isn't really good either. I'm just going to take the stance now. So y'all got to let me know, do you have him in a good category, above average, or average? Do you have him in a good category, above average, or average? Bryce Young. Here's where I have Bryce Young, okay? People are going to be mad at me, but it is what it is. He's above average. Here's the problem I have. Well, here's the thing. Watch this. So he plays the Rams, who's a great team, right? He has 206 yards. I'm not a big yards guy, but that comes with efficiency with 75% completion. He also has 3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions with a 147.1 rating in that game. That's like I said, that's highly impressive. He also has a game this year where he throws for 328 yards, has 3 touchdowns and 1 pick versus the Cardinals early this year. Then versus the Cowboys, he throws for 199, 68% completion, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. That's a third game this season where he played pretty good from a statistical standpoint because I watched some of these. Here's the problem. Let me show y'all something. Here's my problem with them. First game of the season, not a good game. Then he has one of those games I told you about that was pretty good. Then the next week, the week after that, and it's like 4 weeks in a row of nothing special. Oh, a few late game things, but the totality of the game, And in that 4-game stretch, the team isn't having the greatest of success. And then you come out with another solid game versus the Cowboys. And then after that Cowboys game, you give me a blah game versus the Jets, literally 138 yards, y'all. That's when we start getting concerned. Then you play the Packers and only put up 102 yards with 55% completion, no touchdowns and an interception. Then you play the Saints and put up 124 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Then you play the 49ers and put up 169, but 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. And then there go another good game. So in that 6-game stretch, well, not 6 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see here. 3, 4, 5. There it is, 4. In that 4-game stretch, you're giving me 2 touchdowns and 4 interceptions with literally like 500 yards. Like literally averaging about 135 yards a game. Then you have a good game again, still not good yardage, but 3 touchdowns, no picks against a good team in the Rams. And then last week, no turnovers, good job finally, but 163 yards and 1 touchdown. Come on, man. If you got a guy who ain't gonna elevate, but once every 5 weeks, He's above average. Because he's still young and he does have spurts sometimes. He's above average. He's above average. And that's being generous. So I got to be honest with you. I feel like it's being generous. That's being generous. He's an above average quarterback. Bryce Young, that is. All right, let's go over to Jordan Love. Now we're getting into it, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think of Jordan Love in the chat. He's obviously not below average. He's obviously not bad. He's not average. He's not even above average. We're going to start this conversation off with a good quarterback, really good, great, or elite. Jordan Love, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me what you think about him as a quarterback. In the season he's having, he's, 67% completion, 3,300 yards, still got 3 games left, so he'll probably get around the 4,000 yard range because that's around his averages. You're looking at 23 touchdowns, has an opportunity to possibly get it about 29, and 6 picks, but maybe get that up to 8 at the end here, or 7 or 8, but a 102 rating for the season. Jordan Love, this is where I have him. Jordan Love is really good with an opportunity to get into the great category this season based off of what he does in the postseason. He's a really good quarterback. Matter of fact, he might be, he's right there with Jared Goff, Dak Prescott, Baker, but I'm willing to elevate him to the next on how he finishes out this season. These last 3 games, the division, everything on the line, so much at stake, and playoffs, how you finish this season can elevate him in that next round because he ain't going to have nothing but big boy opportunities after this. But Jordan Love is amazing, consistent. He doesn't turn the ball over, especially doesn't do it in droves. As a matter of fact, this year, the last week was the only time he's had multiple interceptions. The first time this season. The week before that, he gets 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. The week before that, he goes 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Matter of fact, he went on a 4-game stretch of no picks. He's consistently doing his job. But something's missing. There's something missing. And I think what it is, you look for him to have the Josh Allen moments. But I don't think he has that in him because of the mobility, and he's not the running threat, in my opinion, right now, that Josh Allen is. Which, let me see. I haven't checked. Like, he has 192 rushing yards. Compare that to a guy like Josh Allen, rushing yards. Give me a second. 535. You see what I'm saying? Like, literally, you add another 250 rushing yards into your game and what you put on the field, your team would probably have another win or 2. You'd be one of the most dominant teams in the league. And this is what I try to explain to people. This is what Josh Allen is. He is a Jordan Love who is amazing as a dual threat. And that's what elevates him into realms that, see, you can compound Josh Allen's talent. Remember what I told you? There's so many things quarterbacks need. If you just got the basic package, then you got all these other sub packages like sides to a meal. You get a main protein, a meat or something, and then you get 3 sides. See what's happening in the NFL? You got guys like Josh Allen that got 5 sides. They getting a 3-side meal, but paying for 2 extra sides. And you got guys like Tua Tagovailoa literally got the kids meal. They're getting the meat, but it's just 1 side. And the cashier is like, hey, if you don't want 2 other sides, then just get the kids meal. It's kind of the same. And I ain't saying that to be funny. But that's what it is in the league. And Jordan Love is the guy who has the 3-side meal, but where you don't have extra sides. You didn't pay for extra sides. You're doing it all. You got the full course meal. You can get full. But Josh Allen get to pick out because he can also be mobile and run. Not only can he be mobile and run, that's one side for Josh Allen, but here's another side that goes hand in hand with it, but it is a different side. It's a different side item. It's called durability within it. Not only can he be mobile, but he can absorb contact. That's a side in itself. That's a trait in itself. That's an elite trait. Josh Allen, at this point in his career, you can add durability as an elite trait because ain't no quarterback in the NFL ain't get hurt like Josh Allen. I mean, has Josh Allen missed games? Has he ever missed a game? I'm sure he probably got 1, 2, or 3 at this point in his career, but has he really ever missed games? I don't know. I've never kept up with that. Bills fan in the chat, you got to let me know. Has Josh Allen missed games in the league? Ever? I'm sure he got some, but I just don't know. But like, that's an elite trait. Josh Allen got those extra sides. And this is why some people can also say he's the best quarterback in the league, right? The problem is when you got guys like Mahomes, who has had the durability trait, but that just changed. But what Mahomes had is it's not the improvisational skills because that's already one of Josh Allen's sides, right? Mahomes has a better recipe for a side Josh already has. Clutch moments in the big game. Josh Allen, we know he's one of the best clutch guys, but Patrick Mahomes got the best recipe. You see what I'm saying? They both have it, and that's why he lose. 13 seconds, Mahomes. My recipe's better. Josh Allen, he got a banging recipe. He clutch. No doubting it. Mahomes just got a better recipe. Now, somebody said it's called Andy Reid. Maybe it is. Maybe it's the dash of Andy Reid, but guess what? Mahomes has it. He has it, though. So, that's why they're going to say Mahomes is better than Josh Allen. But from a talent standpoint, where can you really point to Mahomes being better than Josh Allen? You can put him even on a lot of categories, improvisational skills, all of that. But now Josh Allen just took the lead with durability. But again, Mahomes' recipes might be just a little bit better. They all got the full course meal, but now whose tastes better? And that's measured on that field in the games. Who show, you know what I mean? I'm just saying that's how it is. It don't matter who recipe you cook, you're gonna be happy. But one of them, give you that itis, and that's Mahomes. I'm just saying. Josh Allen, that was some of the best I ever had. But Mahomes give you that itis. That itis, that sleep bug. Make it, hey, that hit the spot. Snoring and all. So that's how I look at it. So again, we got off track there. Jordan Love has the 3-course, he has the meal, but he ain't got the exercise like Josh Allen and guys like that. And that's the difference. So for that reason, I have placed Jordan Love. Where I thought I wrote it down already. Where did I put it? Okay. But I have placed Jordan Love in the great category. All right. I put him in the great category, but again, he could teeter down into, and remember, whatever category you're in, that doesn't mean you're not going to have moments in the upper category and moments in the bottom category. Okay. But this is where I place you. All right, let's go to, I don't know why I have Marcus Mariota on here. We'll just delete that. Let's go to Sam Darnold. I'll do Sam Darnold and we're going to get Spencer Rattler off of here. Sam Darnold and Aaron Rodgers, and then we'll be done for the day. Okay. Sam Darnold and Aaron Rodgers, and we'll be done for the day. Sam Darnold last night was interesting because let me give you where I stand on Sam Darnold. Y'all have heard me in the past say, man, stop buying into this craziness. Sam Darnold ain't good enough to be good enough. He's just can be good. Sam Darnold proved me wrong. He got out of that quarter category. Sam Darnold went into the really good category last year. But how he finished the season, for me, put him right back down to good. Because there's a trait here. It's not just about playing great the 10 weeks and all of that. But when the competition is at its highest, were you still playing great in those games? I don't care that Drake May, has 11 games of over 100 passer rating. Do you have a few of those that was great competition that you played well? Yeah, he did. He has about 3 games against good competition. Win or lose, he actually played well. He played great, matter of fact. So that's why you get the okay, that's fine. But when you are literally like 1 out of every 5 or 1 out of every 6, and in his case, Sam Darnold, he'd be like 1 out of every 10. When you play a great team, here's your test, boom. So it's hard to elevate you into that level as a solidified guy. I keep you at good. And last night, I was going to permanently put him in the good, barely out of above average category until he in the fourth quarter. Last night I said, here comes Sam, the big game, divisional, just like last year. Here we go again, throwing picks, making bad reads. You just look terrible. Like you throwing it to the guys. And I was literally, man, tomorrow, 4th and forever. He just good, and he might be above average, but he just good. But when they ran that kickback and gave him life, he took the life. And he played great football in the clutch on the back end. So what did that do? It didn't make me elevate him. It just made me say, all right, I'll give you one more chance. And he's going to have 2 or 3 of them on the back end of this season. Regular season and playoffs. You got another chance to get in that really good category that says you can win a Super Bowl with this guy with the right formula. But right now, I am adamant that he is just a good quarterback that's good enough not to be good enough. And here's why. If they don't do it now, and he don't prove it now, what more can you get around him in Seattle? What does he not have? You talk about an embarrassment of riches, like just a great team around you, a good defense to have your back, offense with weapons. You got everything you need. And this is why I try to tell y'all, beware of those good quarterbacks. Y'all think they are more than they are because you get them, load the team, and have all these wins, but never can get over the hump. And you realize we just need better quarterback play because we play so good. But you know why we lose? Our guy may not even be trash, but we always get outplayed at that position on the other side of the other team. When the game is on the line, the big game, the reason why we can't get over the hump is because we both played good defense or bad. We both ran the ball or didn't. We both did everything the same. They got weapons, we got weapons. But our guy, even though he might have played okay, he always get outplayed by that other guy that's on the other team. Good enough not to be good enough. Good enough not to be good enough because the team is carrying you there. You're not carrying the team. But what puts you up in that good category is the fact that you're not hurting the team while they're carrying you. You're doing well while they're carrying you. So I'm going to stick to my guns and say he's a good quarterback, and those are the worst quarterbacks to have because you can't win with. But we'll know in the next 3 weeks if he can finally get in that upper echelon of really good quarterbacks, because they wouldn't have won the game if he didn't play the way he did in the fourth quarter. But they also almost lost the game because how he played in the first 2.5 quarters. So incomplete. We're going to keep our eyes on it. Let's go ahead and put Sam Darnold in the good category. He's trying to make it to where Baker is. Remember, Baker was just good. Then he goes to Tampa Bay, and he earned the right to finally get back into really good category. That's what Sam's trying to do. Will it work out? I don't know. Usually it doesn't. They have flashes like Geno did last year. That's not like Geno didn't do solid with them last year, remember? Geno was solid. So that's where we are, okay? And they were going to sign Geno, from what I thought, but Geno just wanted to go with his old coach or something. So don't forget that. And now look at Geno. So you can't be too sold on Sam with Seattle because Geno looked good in Seattle too, which got him paid with the Raiders. And Seattle wanted to re-sign Geno, but he chose the Raiders and they went and got Sam. Don't forget that. That's evidence for you right there that it may not be Sam. All right. Let's get the last one in here. We're talking Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers. Where is he right now in his career? We know he's not below average. He's not average, okay? This is going to be an interesting one because you got above average, good, really good, great, and elite. I am going to put Aaron Rodgers. Let me write it in here. Even right now in his career, he's great. Let me explain. I witnessed firsthand in that Dolphins game last week. Greatness. Stat line ain't going to show you. Stat line ain't supposed to show you with a veteran like him. How he orchestrated that offense against us was absolutely brilliant. And you see the small intangibles. Man, it was one play where it's trips on the left, and you got a corner, and not a linebacker, so they're obviously in zone. The safety shaded off, and the blitzer in the lane. A tight little squeeze there where the blitzer's going to back out. You know it because nobody's guarding them. The blitzer's going to back out. Nobody's even guarding the man. Aaron Rodgers knew he was going to back out. Aaron Rodgers hikes the ball. Blitzer backs out. But Aaron Rodgers literally, instead of handing the football off, hiked, turned, went back, and boom, a 1.5 yard pass. Went like just quickly out of his hand, right there to the tight end, like the little tightest spot. Defender here, defender there. This is the receiver, defender. Literally hike, 1.5 yard catch, ran it up for about 7 yards. Easy little lane, because you can read that he's going to be covered about 5 yards into this. But I could just give it to him at 1.5 yards, and then it's bang, bang at 5 yards and get another 2. I saw that, and I'm like, do you know that is open 10 times a game on every game and every team? That same thing trips where only 2 of them covered, the inside guy, linebacker staying in this place where he not even lined up with the guy, safety. Every team has that exact same opportunity. 10 times a game, just a quick 7 yards. Just to see him take it at the moment because it came late and knowing. And it was a critical play too in the game. And I was like, that's just brilliance. And you want to know another thing he does that you don't see in the NFL anymore? He still can get on 4th and 3, 3rd and 3, the automatic 5 yards, just catching 12 defenders on the field. They don't substitute, so you're not allowed to substitute. And if you do, you're eligible to get them. Like, he still catches you and stuff like that. Didn't even have a play call. Like, hurry up, hike, throw it deep, got picked off, and was like, and the refs didn't even see the 12 guy. He was like, y'all, what you think I'm hiking in and throwing it like that for? And the refs actually threw the flag later because they were like, he's right. We didn't even catch it. They must have got help in the ear because it would have been blatant. It's a turnover and you didn't catch that. He literally had the refs told them to call and they called it because somebody upstairs probably confirmed with them. The cerebralness is never going to go away. He doesn't have to float the ball 60 yards down the field. He's just like Peyton Manning late in when he won that Super Bowl, just doing everything within that 40-yard range, getting it done. When they lost that game a few weeks ago, Jonnu Smith screwed up, would have been wide open over the middle. Aaron Rodgers gave the checks and all, goes on the podium, tells everybody what happens. It's still there. He can still play the position. People just give him the old man title because he got hurt with the Jets. I thought he was getting better with the Jets. He's going to go down as an elite quarterback for his career. Right now, he's still playing great football. Still playing great football. And you better watch out come playoff time because we talked a lot about him, but he has some weapons now. Guys like Jonnu and all of that. He got some guys that's learning the system. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of Tampa that year they won the Super Bowl when they started out messing up, like not all that, and then Brady took over, and then they went on the run. It reminds me of that right here. I don't know if it's going to end up that way, but Aaron Rodgers still playing great football. We're just so used to him putting up the numbers with it to it's still great football because they want to try to control the clock, run the football, and not do as much like gunsling all day. But I think he's still a great quarterback. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have one more part to this next time we get together. We got 4 quarterbacks I have left on the list. We got Daniel Jones, Tua Tagovailoa, Justin Herbert, Geno Smith, Bo Nix, Cam Ward, Caleb Williams, and Dylan Gabriel. And we'll add Shedeur Sanders, I guess, given the circumstances. So about 9 quarterbacks left, and we'll try to knock them all out next time. This time, I'm pretty happy. I think we got a good, Jalen Hurts, Drake May, Jordan Love, Sam Darnold, Aaron Rodgers, Michael Penix, Bryce Young. Yeah, we got a good 7 in. I think that's a good stopping point. But thanks for tuning in. Once we're done with this series, we're going to make a graphic on it. Then we're going to start to have the graphics where we can interchange it week by week based on QB play. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to Fourth and Forever. Don't forget to check out our sponsors, Vitamin Energy, ladies and gentlemen, proud sponsor of Fourth and Forever. Make sure that you go check them out. Listen, right now they have the BOGO. We want everybody to take advantage of the opportunity to get the BOGO deal, Roundtable 15. That way you can, and I would just say Christmas gifts, really. That way you can take advantage of an opportunity to get one and then send somebody else the other for Christmas gift. 15% off code, 15 Roundtable, or you can do BOGO, buy one, get one free with BOGO Roundtable, okay? So don't forget to check that out. Again, I'm getting a few of them to send to some people as a opportunity, as a gift, and see if they like them as well. But check it out because Vitamin Energy has been amazing. And, I'm going to be honest with you. I was skeptical at first, but I've actually used some of them like the pre-workouts and stuff like that. It really does its job big time. All right. So get into the action with Vitamin Energy. Supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Also, don't forget about our sponsor with Sleeper. Get a $100 deposit match up to $100. Use code. This one says TD Fan, so I got the wrong one up. It's supposed to be Roundtable RTS. Okay, get a 100 deposit match up to 100 using code RTS. All right. And don't forget, they're also giving you. There you have it. Free $20 entry. I keep telling people this, man. Because people like, I don't know if I want to play, Sleeper. I'm a little scared. Listen, sign up for Sleeper. And if you use code RTS, you get the $20 free entry, no deposit required. You go play that $20. If you like it, you go ahead and have fun. And if not, what love is lost. So just go check it out on Sleeper, play the free $20 entry, and you decide. And if you like it, you rock and roll. If not, hey, you just move on. All right. So Sleeper is giving you that opportunity, though. Don't miss out on it. Huge opportunity. All right. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking Sleeper, and we also know that Sleeper has fantasy. All right. Sleeper has all the fantasy tools when you use Roto Wire. Okay. The ultimate fantasy football tool. Now, this is the one that me, Dan, and Richie used for our draft this year. Dan and Richie are in first and second place. They had the first and second seed in the playoffs. They had the best teams in the draft. Now, some people are like, yeah, but you use RotoWire too, TD, and you lost. Well, here's the deal. I stopped using it. So I used it when I drafted my team. I was actually in the hospital when I drafted, and I was like multitasking. I used it. I really wanted to see if it, gave you good picks, and I picked a phenomenal team. The problem is, my quarterback that I picked got hurt in Joe Burrow early in the season. Then I went and picked up Jordan Love, and somehow I dropped him too at one point. And I went against the wishes of RotoWire, and here I am. If I would have just had Joe Burrow in those last weeks, I would have been in the playoffs myself. So that's where mine fell off. So salute to RotoWire. I know to follow it all the way through now. Sign up today and get 15% off with promo code RTS. Get into the action, man. They have everything. They'll give you the insight on all your decisions and help you with your decisions. So I know some people play big money fantasy and stuff. You might want to check out RotoWire, all right? All right, y'all. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming through. Thank y'all for supporting Roundtable Sports, Fourth and Forever. We will see y'all real soon. Enjoy your holidays next week, Christmas. All right. Enjoy your holidays. We'll be back on Monday. We'll let you know if we'll be here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and the rest of the week after that. We'll keep you posted. All right. But enjoy your holidays to everyone. We'll see you soon. Peace. Roundtable Sports, Fourth and Forever. We're out. Oh, just in case. Want to make sure. Okay, I'm good.